Hi, everyone. My name is Dale Price. I'm the founder and owner of Access College America. We are a national provider for college planning guidance. And I'm very, very excited to have a guest with me today, Miss Kayla Willis, who is a senior in Atlanta. And she is going to be sharing some words of wisdom with us. In case you haven't heard about Kayla, she applied to over 40 colleges and was accepted to over 30 of those schools and has been offered over $1 million in scholarships. And I heard about Kayla on television, and I really related to her story because this girl is unlike anybody else because she's tenacious, she's ambitious, and she really wanted to make sure that she was covering all her bases with college planning. So again, I personally related to her because as a college consultant, we all know that college is competitive, it's complicated, and affordability is on the minds of so many people. You know, I surveyed my clients a few months ago, and I said, what are you most concerned with? Is it selecting a major? Is it making friends in college? Is it getting good grades? Or is it how to pay for it? And pretty much 90% of the clients that I surveyed said they were all worried about how they were going to pay for school. So I'm excited to talk with Kayla because I know that she probably had a lot of the same concerns on her mind. It was competitive. How am I going to pay for this? But Kayla, more importantly, for the viewers tuning in right now, what advice do you have for students in high school to do really well?
So the first piece of advice that I would get is become a well-rounded student. A lot of colleges want people to attend their campus and be able to not solely focus on one thing, whether that's academics, athletics, community service. They want all of the above. Now, I know a lot of people may say, I'm not an athlete or I don't have enough time for community service. And that's all right and fine. As long as you're putting yourself out there to be as well-rounded as you can be, you can find yourself getting accepted into colleges despite the statistical value that's behind them. Also, take your time. During this whole college acceptance process and the high school journey, we tend to rush things. We want to see the end goal, which is great. It's a great thing to have, but when you rush too fast, you make mistakes. And the more mistakes can lead to more doubts and more, how should I put this, more rejections and everything that you don't want to end up having your senior year when you do get accepted into colleges or when you do get accepted into the military or whatever that case may be. So take your time and make sure that you're putting your best foot forward within everything that you attempt. For example, if you know that you're hard at math and it's bad for you and you're just not a good math person, I would say take your time and study math so you can get the grades that you want to go to any particular school that you would like to achieve. Or let's say you want to become manager at your job. Make sure that you're putting yourself out there to where you're performing your best at your job so you can get to that higher position. Maybe your manager sees how hard you're working at, I don't know, the lawn care service, and he's like, hey, whatever your name is, I see that you're working real hard and you really care about rising up. Here goes a raise, or I'm gonna promote you. So things like that can really help you guide your way through high school, and it can really humble yourself because you realize what your goal is, but you know how to get there and you're not rushing things. A lot of kids in high school, they're too focused on growing up too fast, but high school can be the best experience of your life if you just allow it to be. And with that, taking your time can really let you set the tone and think about what you want to achieve, where you want to achieve it at, how you want to achieve it within the best time possible, and being able to see that end goal without taking too long or going too fast to reach it. Also, try your best. I previously stated this, but if you do not try your best, then how do you expect someone else to try their best for you? You have to always put yourself in other people's shoes. And I know sometimes high school can be really hard and really stressful. And you're just like, I don't feel like doing this assignment. I don't care. We all are there. I get it. But overall, you need to try your best within everything. If I did not try my best after I got rejected from certain schools, or after I was told no, after I didn't get the scholarship that I wanted, I would not be at the place that I am now. And because I tried my best, I really feel like I'm able to tell my story and help other people's story be told as well. And I'm a real advocate of success and letting everyone's success be your own. And if you're not trying for something, then you can never reach there. And lastly, which sounds pretty childish, but always have a backup plan. No matter how much time you take and how much you put your P's and Q's and dot your I's and cross your T's, sometimes things does not work out for you. And you should always have a backup plan. If I did not have a backup plan for certain schools, then I would have just ended up, I don't know. I don't know where I would have ended up, but because I had a backup plan and because I was like, okay, if this doesn't work out for me, what else could work out? And where else could I see myself going? Or what other job could I see myself working at? Or what other shoes could I see myself buying? Without having that, I wouldn't be able to get as much college acceptances as I got, or get as much scholarship money as I've gotten, or even be able to get a promotion from my job. So things like that, you really have to sit back and take in everything and wonder where the best fit is for you. And if the best fit that you think that is for you is not the best fit, what is the next best option? And that's the advice that I would say for anyone that's stressed out right now, or going through high school, or even going through a tough time. It doesn't always have to be a high school student that could be going through something life-changing, or a process that could be really detrimental to them in their mental state. So that's any advice I'll give anyone that will be listening to this right now.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. And you really hit the nail on the head when you talked about having a backup plan. One of the things that I tell anyone that works with me is, when you're building a college list, it needs to be a balanced list, and you've got to apply to at least 6 to 8 schools. So many students only apply to maybe 1 or 2 schools. They don't have a backup plan, or even worse, they don't know anything about their backup plan. They apply to some random school they don't know anything about. So I really am happy to hear the advice that you offered with that. That's great. Now, everyone gets nervous in high school. They take a test. Maybe they don't do well on it, especially with these standardized tests, these SATs and these ACTs. So tell me, what advice do you have for students that are really stressed out? Maybe they didn't do as well as they wanted to do on the test, and they just kind of feel like, well, there goes that. I'm never going to be able to get into the school that I really want to get into.
Well, that kind of goes into having a backup plan, but I will explain why. Do your research on the colleges that you want to attend, and look at their average SAT scores from maximum to minimum, or what their projected average is if it's just a certain score, like an 1120 per se, and see where your score lies within that school. If it does lie within that school, then you're okay. Not everybody's school has to be a 1600 or 36 on the SAT or the ACT. Some schools have lower standards and some schools have higher standards, but there's always going to be a school that fits the standard for you. Trust me. So always take that in consideration when you're taking the SAT or the ACT. I took the SAT wanting a certain score because I just thought that was the score that I was supposed to get, because that was the score that I was told to get. And that's not the case. The school that I am attending is literally hit the nail with the score that I achieved, which is perfect for me, because I don't have to stress on if I had to take it again or take it multiple times or get it higher, because it reached the standard for the school that I wanted to attend. Also, do not put too much pressure on SAT and ACT scores. They're great, and the numerical value is awesome, and it can get you great scholarships, but not all schools care about just that particular score. They also care about your GPA. They also care if you are in extracurricular. They also care if you have a job. They also care if you can even afford the school. So that particular aspect of going to college is very important, yes, but don't put your whole focus on that particular thing. For example, my SAT score was an 1160 super scored, which means that it was a little bit lower, but we're going to say 1160. And I didn't take the ACT, but I have a really high GPA, and I'm in a lot of community service, and I have my own club, and I work. So colleges, a lot of colleges, not all, but some of the colleges saw that, and it really balanced out how low my SAT score was. And I feel really strongly it's because they sit and they think, okay, yes, she didn't make a high SAT score, but she's doing all these other things that can value to her personality and how she would be as a student at my campus or at our campus or at whatever campus it may be. And that's a big misconception that a lot of the students forget to think about. The college advisors are human as well. So they understand how it was being in high school and being a student and having all that pressure and all that type of stress on them with performing on SATs and ACTs. So don't really put as much pressure on them. If your college is one of the colleges that prefer a higher SAT, I would say if you feel like you could really do it, work to it. But if you have any doubt at all that's bigger than you, do not stress about going to that college, because there's a higher chance for you to get disappointed when you could go to a school for free, or you go to a school that will give you a lot of money and work study or whatever the case may be. So if you feel like you can achieve that score and you can achieve those dreams, then go ahead and go for it. But if you feel like you cannot do it, or your mental capability or your intellect is not at that level as the college that you want to go to, then don't stress yourself out to try to get there. There are plenty of colleges in the United States that will proudly accept you for who you are, no matter what your SAT score is, no matter what you look like, no matter how big your feet are, no matter how big your hands are, no matter what jobs you work at. So don't put your mind into the colleges that you feel like can fit you best because it's this top tier. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day, because it's going to be the graduate school anyways. And if you still have that worry when you get older, then just try again, because graduate school, if you plan on going to graduate school, that's where the degrees really count, and it can really determine where you end up. So it's really not as big of a deal as a lot of students make it be.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I see you representing the Bulldogs up there. So you just accepted a full ride to Fisk University.
Yes.
You're going to be going to Nashville. I love Nashville. I know you are very excited about that. Congratulations on getting excited for that. I just want to wrap things up. Tell us, what are you going to be studying in school, and what do you plan on doing?
So I will be studying international business with a concentration Oh, no, I messed that up. I'm so tired. I will be studying business administration with a concentration of international business. And with that, I will be learning 3 languages, 1 on an advanced level and 2 on a basic level. I will also be doing a double major with political science and a minor in Spanish. And
Wow.
I plan on becoming fluent in Spanish first, because I've been taking Spanish for a long time now, and it's really a passion of mine to become fluent and just learn the culture and be able to speak to different people without having that barrier. And also I plan on becoming mayor of Atlanta. I have a meeting with Mayor Lance Bottoms in a few months, I believe, set up by Mr. Steve Harvey from the show. And I also met the mayor of South Fulton County, which is the county that I live in, and I've been making myself acquainted with the politicians that are in my city, and I'm really hopeful that I can achieve that dream. But if I do not do politics, I will go into the international business field, and hopefully it'll be on a federal level, and then of course I will be fluent in Spanish.
Incredible. Well, congratulations on all of your success. There are very exciting times coming ahead of you. Best of luck. We're rooting for you while you're going to be at Fisk in Nashville. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and catching this interview with Miss Kayla Willis. We do wish her the best of luck. If you are interested in learning more about Access College America, if you'd like to learn about our affordable and accessible services, we are working with families nationwide. Visit us at accesscollegeamerica.org. Again, accesscollegeamerica.org. Kayla, thank you again, and good luck to you.
Thank you.